The key to an efficient and successful working life is effective time management. But how can we achieve this? Well, start by identifying the sources of time pressure and develop strategies to deal with them. If you work without a to-do list, aren't prepared, and don't work to specific objectives, you could be the source of your own time pressure, as you'll find things take up time without achieving anything of real value. To solve these problems, ensure you have clearly defined objectives and priorities for all aspects of your job. Those above you in an organization, especially your boss, can be another source of time pressure, and while the work itself is constructive, it can cause problems if deadlines are unrealistic or tasks are assigned at the last minute. While you can't give people senior to you instructions, you can try to influence them, having anticipated their demands and gained their trust and confidence. One of the main sources of pressure are the members of your team, usually through upward delegation, as you accept requests for help that take up time. If the problem is genuinely your responsibility, you should handle it. However, if it falls under the team member's job description, they should be doing the task. While training your team may initially be time-consuming, eventually it will help ease pressure, as they'll be able to solve issues without assistance. Different parts of an organization need to work together for it to succeed. Therefore, colleagues will also make demands on your time. As neither person has authority over the other, it's up to you to decide how much time you give their request. It's important to distinguish between the source of a time problem, the individual who puts pressure on your time, and the owner, the individual responsible for resolving issues raised. If you're not the owner, pass it on to the person who is. As you're often judged on what you achieve, not how you get there, effective time management not only involves setting clear objectives, but also getting the result using the minimum amount of effort necessary, although that's not an excuse to slack off. Prioritize tasks to determine the amount of attention required by splitting them into 4 distinct categories based on their level of importance and urgency. Tasks of high importance and high urgency should be allocated sufficient time and started as soon as possible. Those of low importance but high urgency should be handled quickly, while tasks of low importance and low urgency should take up little time or be delegated. Tasks of high importance but low urgency usually concern planning for the future, reviewing work or managing change, and can be put off. The aim of time management is to provide yourself with more discretionary time. In other words, time you can choose how to spend, in which these tasks can be completed. Discretionary time can also be used for time planning. Mark big picture events, deadlines, and project milestones, as well as regular events and holidays on calendars and wall charts to provide an overview of the coming weeks and months. Use a diary to plan day-to-day activities and include the big picture events, but in more detail. For flexibility, don't fill out an entire day, and remember to schedule time for uninterrupted work. To-do lists enable you to plan specific actions, prioritize tasks, and set deadlines. They should be updated at least once a day, with completed tasks crossed off. To effectively manage your time, identify sources of time problems. Work on solutions to ease the pressure and set clearly defined and achievable objectives.